Hey, what's going on, guys? It's xJawz, and today I am bringing you guys viewer request match number dos. Viewer request match number 1 was the Akimo P90s, and that was something where I said, the 37th comment of a certain video will be the class that I use for my next video, and that's how I chose that one. And this one, the Riot Shield game, is just something that's been requested over and over and over, probably 100 or so times, just kind of randomly in comments on my channel and on videos where I didn't even ask for requests, and in messages. So I finally decided that I would break out a Riot Shield class and try and get a good game for you guys. And today I am playing some Search and Destroy on Invasion with the Riot Shield. As you've already seen, I've been using the throwing knife, and that's what I'll be using this whole game. And with the throwing knife, I will be using one-man army, hardline, and ninja pro. One-man army is so that I can use my main use of offense, which is the main use of attacking, which is the throwing knife, because, I mean, I can bash people with my Riot Shield, but that's kind of a last resort type of thing. You don't want to be running around just bashing people with your Riot Shield. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, because 99% of the time, well, not 99% of the time it'll happen, but 99% of the time you'll have somebody try to grenade launch you or semtex you or something of that nature. I like to stick with the throwing knife. That way I can keep my distance. You have other options, like I know the C4 is pretty popular. A lot of players who do use Riot Shield like to use the danger close C4 method, which is very effective, but it's kind of douchebaggy. And if you use your C4, then you don't have another one, unless of course you use one-man army like I'm using. But usually the way players use their C4 is they put it down in one area near a corner, and then they go sit in the corner with their Riot Shield and wait for somebody to walk by. And I think that's just kind of a douchebag thing to do. So I like to use a throwing knife because it's a little bit more like I'm pretty much rushing in this game, even though I can't really run at all. It's pretty damn slow. But anyway, there's some things I'd like to talk about today. So considering that this is a kind of low-scoring game, because I'd say anything over 8 kills in a Search and Destroy is worth posting, as long as it's got like under 3 deaths. But I got something a little bit better here, and I won't spoil it. But it is kind of long. So anyway, let's get into it. So recently, somebody who's more popular than me on YouTube is that guy who camps, and he's actually a really good friend of mine, probably my best friend over Xbox Live or YouTube. And we were talking, and in a recent video, he announced that he's not going to go with Machinima. They offered him a contract, but he decided that he's going to turn it down, and probably the first person to do so, if not the first person, the first large YouTuber to do so, because every single large YouTuber has a Machinima contract these days. So in this commentary, he talked about how being with Machinima is not a bad thing whatsoever, and he repeated that several times, and he just wanted to say to his subscribers that he doesn't really care about the money. He knows that it's not the smartest decision in terms of maybe like future plans, because money is obviously a good thing. Always, everybody likes money, but he just decided not to do it. And all the comments were so hateful towards Machinima. I mean, these are people who obviously have to be subscribed to some people who are part of Machinima, and they're all just like, fuck Machinima, I hate Machinima, good for you, Machinima's gay, and over and over and over. And basically, I obviously think that these people are just kind of jumping onto a bandwagon of sorts, just kind of saying this because the commentator that they were watching at that very moment was saying a certain opinion, expressing a certain opinion. I don't actually think that everybody feels that way. But it did make me think, so I decided that I am no longer going to post trailers for any Machinima videos, not for a while at least. So you guys, just if you want to check out my Machinima videos on my channel, you can look at my favorites, and I'm going to favorite all my Machinima videos, along with other videos that are funny videos or good quality videos. I don't just go around favoriting videos all the time. So just take a look at my favorites, and there will be some things that are on Machinima right now. So I don't want to bother you guys with those things. So don't worry about it. I'm not begging for money. So it's all good. And there's one other thing. I've been getting a lot of comments, not a lot of comments, but recently I got into a little disagreement with another YouTuber. I'm not even going to give him the prestige of being mentioned on my channel, but I'm just going to say that his fanboys basically came onto my channel and were leaving some hateful comments about how I was wealthy and how I was like rich basically, and just how I was a spoiled brat and whatnot. And I deleted these comments, and I just want to say that I didn't choose to be born into a wealthy family, and by no means are we very wealthy or well off at the moment, just because my dad owns his own business. And if you own your own business, you're kind of in a bad situation now because of the economy, and you don't work off a salary, you just work off how your business is doing. So I mean, if you guys like me more because I'm not very rich, then I guess I should just let you guys know that I'm not very rich anymore. So anyway, enough about that. I think that's kind of dumb, but I just wanted to address that subject because I've actually heard that from a lot of people, especially when Famous Theater came out. And I just want to say that I don't get to choose what family I get born into. Sorry. So my kill streak setup for this game is the 357. The UAV, the Predator missile, and the Harrier strike, because normally I would use a 579 kill streak setup in Search and Destroy, but I'm using the Riot Shield, which is obviously harder to rush with. Well, it's just slower to rush with, actually. It's not necessarily harder, because this entire game I'm rushing forward as much as possible, because it's really a dull thing to use, a Riot Shield, and it's kind of an outlier in this game. And well, I'll go into a little bit of detail on what I mean by an outlier, but basically in Call of Duty 4, like the MP44 was just a bad gun in general. And I'm not going to say that was an outlier. It was just a bad gun. It was usable. By no means was it absolutely so bad that you couldn't get a good score with it, but it was not a good gun. And the same thing goes for the F2000 in Modern Warfare 2. Now, those two things are bad guns, but the Riot Shield is really like an unpredictable weapon, or it's not really a weapon. I don't know exactly what to call it, but it's an unpredictable primary in Modern Warfare 2, and that means that it all is based on the situation that you're presented with at any given moment. It depends at what angle your character is actually going to hold his Riot Shield at. It depends at whether or not your person that you're going up against has Semtex or stun grenades. I mean, it's so ridiculous how kind of random it is. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys later, and leave a comment and tell me what class you would like me to use in my next video. Bye.